All right, fellas, I'm about to tell you something that's probably going to shake you to the core because it shook me. And a lot of us, we go through this period where we just want to save everybody. And we're just programmed to save everybody. Everybody that comes into your life, you got to save them. You got to put on that Superman cape and be Superman and save their life. Maybe they come to you and they're financially in trouble from their own actions, right? And yeah, if you have the means, help out. But a lot of you don't even have the fucking means to do the shit that you think that you're trying to save people with. People come to you and they have issues and you put all of your shit to the side to help them. And then when you start having issues, they put you to the side and they say, oh, good luck, bro. Like, stop trying to save everybody. You need to become a villain. You literally have to start becoming a villain because here's the thing. When you become the best version of yourself, when you start telling the truth, when you start seeing the truth, you're going to be a villain in somebody's story, regardless. So why not just own it? Why not just be an anti-hero? Why not be a Thanos? I know it sounds dark and you're probably like, Martell, like this isn't empowering. Yes, it is. Because a lot of you want to save everybody and then you get upset because nobody's coming to save you when you're in trouble, when things are going wrong in your life. I've had very few people in my life that have actually lent a helping hand when I was down in my worst. And that helping hand could have been a phone call, could have been a loan, could have been anything. Very few. So I had to learn the hard way because whenever people were in trouble, I would try to help them. I'd be on the phone with them for like 4 or 5 hours at a time. But when I was in trouble and I was trying to call everybody, nobody was picking up. Nobody was picking up. Nobody was checking on me. Nobody was trying to make sure that I was good. None of that shit. You know what people were doing? They were living their best life. They were living their best life. See, as a man, you need to understand that you being a villain is actually helping people. Because you're able to help yourself and then you can start helping people. Everybody wants to help everybody. I need to help my family. Yes, you do. I have to help my family as well. But I need to help myself before I help my family. Because here's the truth. I've seen this happen many times where people will extend themselves so far financially where they're trying to help their family, right? Not even close family. I'm talking about extended family. They're on the phone all the time. They're talking. They're wasting their fucking time when they could be building a business. I'm not saying you shouldn't call your family. I'm not saying you shouldn't call loved ones. But when you start talking to them for hours, listening to their problems and trying to fix their problems, and you say that you're trying to be the hero and your family's true, bro, be the hero once you've actually developed the aptitude to be a hero. Most of you are not at that stage right now. And if you are at that stage, congratulations, you can start to do that. But I don't even count myself as somebody who's in that stage to do that. So I may go ghost on family sometimes. I'll call them. I'll make sure I check up on them. But I'm not here trying to save everybody. Because what the fuck is that doing for me? Because when I'm down bad, what are they going to do? Well, Martell, I told you should have just went and got a job. Martell, I told you should have did this. Or if I have a health ailment because I put my health to the side and I went to go do something else and I went to go eat their food, which by the way, I'm Caribbean. Their food is literally, it's garbage. I'm going to sit here and tell you. Caribbean, a lot of the ethnic foods that are available, they're just high in bad fats and they're just unhealthy for your body. Here's one thing that I used to do. I used to just eat all of the shit that my family members would give me. All of it. And you know who actually helped me with that? My mom and my dad. Because they stopped doing that shit. They taught me a lot when it comes to like making other people happy and trying to save everybody. My mom literally told Martell, save yourself. You know what really got me? When I was at my lowest, peak in life, I had a negative balance in my account. I had an eviction notice on my door. I had all these things that were piling up on me. And I called my mom. And she taught me something that was very valuable. I called my mom and said, I need help. And you know what my mom told me? Martell, I'll pray for you. And I called other family members. Martell, I hope the best for you. I hope you get out of this. They didn't lend a helping hand. They probably couldn't lend a helping hand. It's not their fault. But it taught me a valuable lesson about trying to overextend to people when you don't have the means to do it. Trying to be the nice person in everybody's story when in reality, you probably should be a villain. People should probably hate you for not overextending yourself for a short period of time. In a selfish pursuit of becoming the best version of yourself. In a selfish pursuit of making as much money as possible. In a selfish pursuit of being as healthy as possible. In a selfish pursuit of climbing the ladder of society and trying to be the most competent man ever to live on this planet. You're going to have to be selfish. You're going to have to put people to the side. People are going to feel like you don't give a fuck about them. And it's not because you don't. It's because you give a fuck more about yourself than you care about somebody else's petty little problems. Because everybody has problems. All of your family's going to have problems. They're going to have foods that they want you to eat. And you're on this diet. You're trying to get in shape. You're trying to get dialed in. And then when you get, here's the thing, bro, this is what gets me. When you get fat as fuck and you go to those family gatherings, the first people that are going to tell you that you need to lose some weight is your family members. Your friends that wanted you to go out to the club and pop bottles and drink all day and eat all the bullshit. They're going to be the ones to criticize you for getting in the worst shape of your life because you wanted to please them. You wanted to be a superhero in their story. So that's where, for me, it was this light switch where I was like, bro, I got to be Thanos to these motherfuckers. I want people to literally be like, Martel doesn't go out anymore. He's no fun anymore. He's just a Debbie Downer. He's just focused on like self-improvement and goals and shit. I wanted that. I wanted that. I want to be a villain in your fucking story. I want to piss you off so bad that you even make a change in your life. That's how I was with my family. That's how my parents were with my family. With the rest, they alienated themselves to a certain extent. They lived a healthy diet. My dad literally suffered from a brain aneurysm because he had high blood pressure. And he had to literally give up on all the foods that they were providing in the church because he was a pastor as well. The church was giving out all this bullshit food that all the congregation was eating. He was like, nope. And people were like, why are you not eating the food? That's disrespectful. No, it's not. And even if it is, fuck you for not understanding why I don't want to eat this right now. That's what I'm saying. You gotta be a villain in people's stories. It's the same with business, guys. I'm not even gonna just say this with health. It's the same with making money. When you're on sales calls and someone gives you a bullshit response and someone's backtracking because they're afraid, or some person came in and they're just trying to use you for more information. They're trying to funnel hack you and shit. Call them out. Be a villain in their story because they're going to learn from that. They might respect you a bit more. When you're trying to get a business deal done and you know somebody's trying to fuck you with the equity that they're trying to split up, with the amount of value they're trying to give you versus the value that you're giving them, call them out. Be a villain in their story. Stop trying to be the superhero. Stop trying to save everybody. Because all that's doing is hurting you. You end up becoming the person who they literally ridicule at the end of the day. Stop trying to be a superhero with women. They come to you, oh, all guys are so bad. All guys are so, well, okay, cool. I'm going to be the next one. Fuck you. Don't come to me with your problems. And we haven't done any, you haven't given me any value whatsoever. And you're telling me all guys are bad. Oh, pay my rent, pay this, pay that. That's what a lot of y'all are facing right now. Women who, they're trying to get money out of you. They're trying to take all your resources, your attention, and you're just giving it to them because you're trying to be a superhero. You're trying to be that big brother that's on their shoulder for when they finally come around to you. Now you're the knight in shining armor. Bro, be the villain. Put people in their place. Put people in their place by the actions that you take that go against the actions that they're trying to make you take. Put people in their place, bro. I did the same thing with religion. I don't talk about religion a lot on here because I think it's a hard topic to talk about because I do respect everybody's faith. I literally respect everybody's faith. But I got to a point where I was getting Christianity pushed so far down my fucking throat that I finally threw up. And I threw up because I got to a point where it wasn't serving me, at least the frame of Christianity that was getting pushed towards me, which was weakness. And it was all about being meek and humble and all this shit that never helped me in life. Always kept me below my potential. Always making me feel like I was less than. I think if they framed it a different way, I might have probably stayed. And to this day, I still respect Christianity. I still read the Bible when I want to get some wisdom, because I think the Bible has a lot of good wisdom in it. But the frame at which they were trying to push religion literally got me to a point where I was like, this is horrible. This is literally just I felt mentally depressed all the time. I literally, one day I wanted to off myself because my own father told me I was going to hell because I asked him some questions. That was the state of Christianity that was presented to me, right? So when I got to that point, I decided to be the villain. I did. I decided to be the villain. I was like, you know what? Forget all this. I'm going to live my life on my own terms. I'm not going to do any degenerate shit, but it's just like, I'm not going to subscribe to all of that. I'm not going to agree with all of that. And I'm going to make it vocal if asked. I'm probably a villain to a lot of Christians by saying this. Because they all have this interesting like sales mechanism. It literally feels like I'm in a sales funnel with Christians sometimes. Even on YouTube, their comments, it's like they're marketing. I remember I asked my dad, I was like, if Christians believed what they believe so hard, why do they market it so hard? Why are they trying to push people there? Like, if they genuinely believed it was true, their actions, their life would dictate it, and people would just gravitate towards that. Which that happens to some people. Some people live the true, like, Christian teachings of Jesus, and people gravitate towards that. You look at Myron Golden, I respect the dude a lot. He makes me enjoy the idea of Christianity. But then you look at these other people who are doubting their own faith, who need to drag other people in as well so they feel like they're doing something right. And it just ruins the whole thing. So I'm a villain in that regard. And I was a villain to my family because of that. I was the black sheep. I was the guy who was questioning everything. Why do we go to church on Sundays? What does Sunday really mean? Sunday, worshiping the sun. Interesting. But you say you're worshiping God. Okay, who is God? Who is God to you? God the Father. Okay, God the Father. Interesting, right? Who is Jesus? Why was Jesus depicted as a meek and meager man when in reality he was a savage? He was a savage, bro. I've read history on Jesus. He was a savage. But again, being a villain because you're exposing the truth. That's what villains do. Villains expose the truth in reality. That's why a lot of people who tell the truth, they get crucified. That's why Jesus got crucified. Because I guarantee you, if Jesus lived in this time right now, he'd be the biggest villain to Christians, to Muslims, to every single faith that you could think of would hate him. The government would hate him. You would hate him. I might hate him. He would be the villain in everybody's story because he would be throwing out truth bombs to everybody. That's why I do strive to emulate Jesus's life, because he was a villain. And I deeply connect with that villain arc, because that's what brings out the truth. That's what brings out the truth in humanity. When you watch movies, the villains are the raw people who tell the truth and who live by their own truths, not by the truths that others try to impose on them. So for you, it's very important to start becoming the villain. In health, become the villain. Say no to the foods that they're trying to push on you. So they go to restaurants, bro, why are you eating that? Why can't you eat fries and chips and all that shit like we do? Stop being lame. No, I'm the villain. Fuck you. Or in business, bro, just join. I'll give you a little bit, bro. Don't even worry about it. I'll get 99% and you'll get 1, but you're going to do all the work and I'm not. No, fuck that. Bro, I just want some information. I want to work with you, but no, you pay for information. Be the villain in somebody's story. Call out bullshit. Because people will respect you for that at the end of the day. They'll hate you, but they'll respect you for being honest and being raw. That's why you like me on YouTube. That's why you watch me consistently, because I'm telling the truth. I'm not lying. I'm not sugarcoating bullshit to you. I'm just explaining things in my own truth. Whether you believe me, whether you agree with me or not, I'm still going to say it. Whether you like how my delivery is or not, I'm still going to say it. And that's how you have to live in your life. Whether people like your delivery or they don't, you're still going to say it. You're still going to act the way that you believe is true. You're still going to follow the principles that you believe is true. But the minute you try to be a superhero and you try to save everybody like Batman in Gotham, you're done. You're done. Absolutely cooked. All right? I was a rant because I literally felt this. I felt this energy for the longest time, this villainous arc. I came on YouTube and I was like, I didn't even plan it, but I genuinely believe to a lot of people, I am a villain. I've had a lot of people unfollow me, block me on social media because of the shit that I say that is objectively true. I talk about dad bods and these soft people, they get mad and send me paragraphs about how I'm hating and how I'm literally brainwashing men. And I'm like, bro, great. I'm a villain. Amazing. The more hate I get, the more it shows me that I'm hitting a nerve. I'm hitting a nerve in people. And that's how you have to feel in your life. When people hate on you, when people are upset at the actions that you take, even though you know it's literally helping you and it's transforming your life, you're doing the right thing. Because to be a villain to society is to be a superhero for yourself. Because you're here to save yourself and then you save everybody else. Villains save themselves and then they think about humanity. Everyone's always talking about this bullshit. Think about humanity this, humanity that. Bro, think about you. Do you have money? Are you in shape? Are you going to the hospital all the time because you're just sick all the time? Are you overweight? Stop thinking about humanity and finally put yourself first, bro. Because society's going to think you're a villain because you don't care about them for that moment. But realistically, you care about them so much that you want to help yourself first to then be able to help them. Women will think you're a villain. They'll think you're a villain. Oh, he's just here because he's not giving me what I want. He's not giving me the attention that I want. He's not sabotaging his business to give me all of the attention. He's not doing this. He's not doing that. Women will think that about you. Oh, he's not paying for anything. Yes. Because the minute I do that is the minute that you know that you've taken advantage of me. It is the minute that you kick me to the curb for somebody else who doesn't do that shit. Am I speaking from personal experience? Probably. Am I too loud about this? Maybe. But again, it's true. Will I get a lot of hate in the comments of people saying that I'm raging? Yes. But it's for YouTube. I don't actually rage about this. I actually laugh at this. I think when you start realizing the truth, and I think when you're watching my channel and you start to see these things and you start to see the truth about what I'm saying, you start to smile a little bit. It makes you feel a little bit better. Because you start to realize that, man, these inner thoughts that I have that I haven't been able to say out loud, this guy with his shirt off, this idiot with his shirt off is saying that. No, I'm just kidding. But no, people do hate on me. I'm a villain in a lot of people's story because I just have my shirt off in my own home on YouTube. And I love it. I troll them. Now, every time someone says that, I'm just going to reply, post physique. But you got to be a villain, bro, because a villain shakes people to the core. It makes people think. It makes people analyze. Being a superhero in everybody else's life but yours, you're going to allow for people not to have to think anymore for themselves. They're just going to rely on you. Gotham relied on Batman. Didn't rely on Bane. But Bane came in and it made Gotham think a little bit harder. It's the same. All of the super villains that exist, they make society think a little bit harder. You gotta have an anti-hero. It happens in the Bible too. We talk about God and the devil. Who made society think hard? The villain. I'm not saying be the devil, but I'm just giving you an example. The devil makes you think a lot harder because you're not relying on him. You're actually trying to combat him, right? With God, the way that at least Christianity paints it, you have to cast all of your worries onto God, which means you don't think anymore. You don't make your own decisions for yourself. You're not autonomous. But with the devil, you have to be on your toes. You have to constantly think. You have to constantly there's always something that keeps you on your toes. So there has to be good and evil. Right? The same way there has to be a hero and a villain. There has to be the simps out there that just give everything because then that's how value moves around. Value will come in and out of people's lives, but there has to be the villain too. There has to be the villain. And I'm telling you, be the villain of people's stories that need that. Stop being a villain in your own story. It's you versus you, and you're literally your own villain. Think about that. Think about that hard. I'll catch you on the next video.